It is Good Friday, so no work today, and I've been trying to clean the butyl tape and caulking off of the window frames. Bit of a nightmare. If you saw the video of Christina doing that a couple of months ago, the stuff is a nightmare. I grabbed some gasket remover from work just to see if it would work, and it does work, but what it's doing is dissolving the butyl tape, and it's just making a mess, and it's very harsh chemical, and I just don't want to work with it because it's kind of a pain. So what I did find is working the best so far, and it worked actually really well, is to just use a gasket scraper. It looks like a big wide flathead screwdriver. It's a gasket scraper. Maybe I'll show it later. And just pull up on the butyl tape and just feed it underneath it and just lift it. And that seems to be working really well so far. I've got all the windows we had at home, I've got them all done now. And I'm just heading to my parents now to the bus to get the remaining windows that are already on the bus. And I'm going to pull all that off of those ones as well. We were thinking that we should take them right apart and clean the frames right out, get them all spick and span and as clean as possible. But that is a lot of work. I think what I'm going to do is maybe Sunday I'll sneak down to work with some of the windows, and I will see if the pressure washer will work, because you can use hot water there. So I'm going to try that, and we'll see. Hopefully that's a good option. But I think tomorrow we are heading to down to a Habitat for Humanity just to see what they've got. For building supplies. We're looking for a shower enclosure. We're not quite sure what we're going to do there yet, and we're looking for a sink. You know, just if we can get it from Habitat for Humanity, even better, because it helps them out and it keeps stuff out of the landfill, and we get it for a little bit better of a price. So that's the plan for now. We are at Habitat for Humanity's Restore. We're going to come look for building
see what
supplies.
They have.
Whatever we can use.
Because it's cheaper to buy here.
And keeps it out of the landfill.
Yep. They're the hinges that are hidden. They have several different kinds, and they look like they're $2 a piece.
Stuff that we'll need for our cabinets.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
Whole bunch of them. We got a whole tray here. And we have
Hinges
not
and
a
stuff.
tray there, but a tray here too, and another tray here. Apparently they're called European cabinet hinges.
Here, all kinds of different hardware, shelf hangers, whatever those are, door handles, drawer handles, cabinet handles. Screws and nails, everything we need. So we are just about to leave the Habitat for Humanity resale store, and we got a good score. We picked up a kitchen sink, which is exactly what we want. Nice stainless one, deep, single one. We got 2 boxes of flooring that we're probably only going to use a half a box, but we got it. What else did we get? Oh, some tiles for the wall between the bathroom and the kitchen. That's a nice tile. Good score. Okay. First thing we bought at the restore was this perfect for us sink. It's 18 by 16 by 8.5 deep. The only problem with it is it's got one little dent, one little bend, which can very easily be straightened out. This is brand new, never been installed. We paid $200 for it. We found it on Home Depot, the same one, for $365. That's a good sale.
And we got it at Habitat for Humanity resale.
Yes.
So we are supporting a
Good cause.
there you go.
Okay, we found this really cool wall tile that we're going to use on the wall between the kitchen and the bathroom. We paid 90 cents a piece for them. We paid $15 for the whole case. We found them on Home Depot here for $36. separate case. Again, keeping it out of landfill. And the flooring that we are going to use in the bus, we found 2 boxes, which should be enough to do the whole bus. Just down the middle is basically the only place we need it. We paid $15 a box, and Christina looked them up, and they were $85 a box.
$82.50.
$82.50. So with GST, $85 a box. Over $80 a box for those, and we paid $15 for. Again, keeps them out of the landfill. Saves us the money it's supposed to be. Happy Easter, everybody. We are back at the bus. We are just doing simple things today because we don't have the tin. We won't have the tin until next week sometime, so we can't really do much there. Christina's going to be, I'm going to buff up the floor, and she's going to start welding up the holes. Or vice versa. And then at the back, I need to take that piece right up there. It has to come off and go back down over top of the door. So I'm going to cut that off and weld it in as well. And I think that's it. We're going to do today just weld up a bunch of holes in the floor. It's all busy work, but it's stuff that absolutely must be done. So that's what we're going to do.
So Chris is grinding all the rust out from around the holes and the ones that, well, I was told to weld when I didn't know what I was doing welding wise. But he's going to ground out the holes and clean them out, and then I'll go through and fill them in with welding.
Buffing wheel on, and I'll start buffing around the holes.
That's not too bad though.
It's not, but when you touch it with the thing, it's gonna blast right through it.
Is this, you just need to pull this down, or do you have to cut it? It looks like you have to cut it.
It's got to be cut from the other side. It's backed up in the corner, so I'm gonna have to cut it.
Yeah. Figure out how to cut it.
Oh, that's not a problem. That is not a problem.
Are you gonna drop the rain rail too?
I'm not quite sure on the back if we're going to bother with that. I don't think so. I wanted it here over the open windows so that when we open a window, the rain doesn't just kind of run into it.
Oh, I know.
So,
and we're not opening that window.
Okay. So I'm going to try this cone to see that. I think this worked the best. Because I've also got a like
Explain
this.
It on the video, not to me.
Well, I'm using just this cone buffing wheel here, not the big stringer bead. I'm just using the cone because I think this is going to clean up the area around the floor the best. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going to start with.
We got lots of options.
No, I have 2 options. I have this or I have a stringer.
I thought we bought a flap.
Well, I could use the flap wheel, yeah, but I don't think the flap wheel is going to do. No, it might. We'll see how this works. I might try the flap wheel. Not a bad idea. Alright, so I'm using this cone cup. They call it a cup wheel. I'm going to just use this. It worked really well on this one over here, so I'm just going to show you how it's working. I'm just cleaning around the holes so that Christina can weld them. I'm not worried about the rust out in here yet. We may not worry about that at all. We might just use the rust converter on the whole floor to get that done, but I'm just going to do this one. Oh! And we have a shorted out cord. And I'm guessing it was this thing that shorted out.
Dos no bueno.
That was exciting. Did you catch that? We had to stop for a second there because we had an extension cord that decided to melt down on us.
Yeah.
So
It's stinky.
Now we got smelly burning rubber, so I'm just gonna finish cleaning this one up. And I'm gonna keep an eye on that one over there, make sure it's not the grinder itself that's causing the problem. So you can see I've cleaned it up all just around, just where Christina needs to weld. So she can get in here all now and you don't have to worry about the rust. It'll be just easier to weld. So I'm just gonna go around and find all the holes. There's ones in here all over the place that were ground off, zipped off. I'm just gonna clean them up all around them.
And the little nail holes.
Yeah,
and
all
there's
the holes.
little nail holes like that. And like you can see where we ground them off here.
So all the holes I can see, that's what we're gonna do. And yeah. There we go.
Actually, I don't think that's ground off.
What's that? These?
No, that's where the heater was.
No. Heater was underneath that seat, right behind the back wheel. No, this is where I don't know what was in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that wasn't the seats. The seats were here.
Yeah.
But that's definitely bolts. So let's clean one and see what we get here. Okay, you know what? Don't worry about these. If there's no obvious hole, don't even worry about it.
Okay.
So I'm not even going to clean those. I'm just going to clean the ones that we can see through.
Yeah, because I think I knocked all of the bolts.
You know what this? I know what this is.
What?
This is where this is the ribs underneath. There's support ribs in here, and they've just been run through from the top. Okay. Well, anything that's got a hole, I'm going to clean it up.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to use your card.
See, I can't. Every time I grind it, it goes right through. I mean, weld it goes right through it.
Let's see what we can do here.
Like, would it melt on there like a stick welding?
I don't know.
So the welding didn't work.
Yeah. Okay, well, this isn't working out very well. Every time we try and start filling up the hole, we're just making the hole bigger. I've turned the machine down and it's not making a difference. So we're gonna come up with a different solution.
And we've tried using the
strips that we cut off the outside.
yeah, like this is
as a bridge, and it just burned.
that didn't work. And this one here is a rivet.
It's a rivet
pet, whatever.
Head.
It's got a hole in the side from where I tried to rivet to the thing. And then over here is where we just tried to straight rivet it, and straight weld the hole, and it still has holes in it. You can't get it.
So we're not going to bother with that. We'll come up with a better system, probably some sort of a caulking that we can just plug over the hole, a putty or something. We'll look into it. We'll figure it out. Alright, I cut the welds that were holding the top of the door frame, and I've got it set back into place here. Lined it up with where the welds are. Focus. There, where the welds are from before. There. And this side as well. And then I took the welding magnets, and I've got the, I don't know if it's focusing, but there. Yeah, just gonna hold it tight there while I tack it back into place. Both sides. Weld it up, and it should be good and solid. We'll have to build a new frame in there, up to the new height of the roof. Gonna come straight up from this side over here, straight up, and probably straight up beside the door as well. Straight up with some tubing, I think, and tie it into the piece at the top, and then maybe a couple across. Maybe we'll go all the way across it as well. Not quite sure how we're going to do that yet, but we'll get it. We'll figure it out. But I think that's all we're going to do today, is just get this tacked back into place. One last thing I'm doing today is just my screw up here where I cut this piece out. I'm just welding it back in. Got it all cleaned up. I tacked it. Cut it all cleaned back up, and I'm gonna just weld it back in, and it's good to go. Oh, I'm gonna be putting my hand up against it, tacking it.
Yeah, but you got a hell of a gap in here.
I don't know. I can get it in there.
Maybe I should help you to hold it tight and just tack it. Then you can.
Okay.
You can't hold that in tight enough.
Probably not.
No. Maybe that.
Here, use that.
Yeah, I can use this.
Here. You want my gloves?
No, it's all, I'm okay. Okay, we'll start.
Yeah, I gotta start it there.
Oh, we'll start here.
Yeah.
Which side are you gonna weld on?
I'm gonna tack here.
Okay, I'll hold it like that. Can you tack that? There's a too far gap.
It's too far. Maybe push right out the seam.
Go here then.
Yeah, because then I can tack here.
Tack there. Close to. Well, as long as you don't tack my rod, you're okay.
That's it at the bus. I'm done. My nerves are like done. So rather than stay here and wreck something or throw things and break things, I know when to quit. Let's go home.